me change a slide. Are you able to see or not? Are you able to change slide overview now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great.
It is changing, sir.
Great. So because these platforms are different.
Yes, yes, sir.
So when you say after your to start my presentation, I'll start my presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. Sima Singh, fine.
Yes, sir.
Nice to see Dr. Raju Hajare has been following up. Thank you, Dr. Raju.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being with us, sir. Thank you.
Madam, Sima madam, shall I request now sir to stop presentation so that we can play our institute video?
Yeah, we can.
Sir,
Okay, I have stopped.
Sir,
I have stopped.
Sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
9:30 sharp we'll start.
Yes, sir. We'll start.
Slides have stopped. Can you see that?
Yes, sir. It is stopped.
Okay. So when I will go back to presentation, I will ask one of you to say that whether slide is visible or not.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
After you say yes, then I'll go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Is there a question answer there? Will they ask questions or something?
Yes, sir. At the end of the session, we will take up, sir.
Okay.
They will put in the chat box. At the end of the session, we'll.
So where is the chart?
Chat box on the top, it is there, sir, corner. Next to.
I got it. I can see that.
Yes, sir.
Sir, one of us will be asking we will be reading the question to you.
Yes, sir. I will.
The chat box. We will take care.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll be presenting 50 minutes, 10 minutes question answer. So
Yes.
10:30 it will finish.
Shankar sir is there.
Sir, Raju, sir.
Sir,
Raju, sir.
external relations, Shankar sir.
Raju, sir.
Madam, I am there. Good morning.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Raju, sir.
I am closing my camera for time being.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
At the time of presentation, I'll switch.
Thanks. Raju. Raju, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅದೊಂದು ರಿಮೈಂಡ್ ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಎಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
Sir, live ಆಗಿದೆ sir. Live ಆಗಿದೆ sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
Yeah, already. Yeah, it's live sir.
Thank you. Bhanu sir? Bhanu sir?
Yes, madam.
Sir, when we are talking about the department, what's the link of department in the chat box, sir?
Put the department link, madam.
Yeah, and when for more details, when Professor is talking in the video, that time you can put college website link.
I request all the participants to mute their microphone. I request all the participants to mute their microphone. Only whoever is speaking, they should unmute their microphone.
We don't want any disturbance. Not unmute yourself.
Raju sir, mute ಮಾಡಿ.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, shall I start, madam?
So recording has to be started.
Shall I start, madam?
may start, sir.
Yeah. A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Mallikarjun Gowda, Associate Professor in the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering at BMS Institute of Technology and Management. It is my pleasure to be the host of today's international webinar session. I wholeheartedly welcome all the participants, engineering aspirants, and eminent for today's international webinar series on global career prospects in electronics and telecommunication engineering. Can you imagine a day without a mobile? I am sure we all find it very difficult a day without a mobile. The telecommunication market across the India is the second largest in the world, with subscriber base of over 1.2 billion in the year 2020. Strong consumer demand and reformist policies from an Indian government played an instrumental growth for the development of telecommunication industry. With this, now we would like to take you all to the virtual tour of BMSITM, which emphasizes on infrastructure, facilities, extracurricular activities, and a message from our beloved principal.
It is not visible.
Now, one minute.
Yes. Gowda sir.
Yeah.
Technology and Management has a very vast, green and serene campus located in Yelahanka, which is close by to the Bangalore International Airport. BMSITM is a part of proud group of institutions called BMS Group of Institutions, which is responsible for starting the first ever private engineering college in the country, and the college was BMS College of Engineering, Basavadagudi. We are so proud to be a sister institution of BMS College of Engineering here in Bangalore. The biggest strength of BMSITM is the highly innovative and effective teaching learning processes. Our institution has got state-of-the-art laboratories, academic as well as support infrastructure here. And we have a DST, Department of Science and Technology sponsored Advanced Materials Research Lab functioning. In fact, many institutions both in Karnataka as well as outside Karnataka are utilizing the services of these facilities here. We are practicing outcome-based education, which is of the order of the day in internationally reputed institutions. The idea here is to impart the kind of competencies and behaviors that are necessary in students to excel and solve the problems, complex engineering problems that may be there in the society as well as industry. Everybody who comes in contact with BMSIT, I'm sure they'll be relishing and enjoying their association with the institute here. You are most welcome to this institute at any point in time.
Thank you all for patience listening. Now I call upon Dr. Seema Singh, Head of the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, to brief about the department. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, sir. The electronics and telecommunication is an engineering discipline that brings together various fields of engineering to enhance electronics and telecommunication system. It focuses on academic excellence, research development, and consultancy in multidisciplinary fields. The department was established in the year 2003 with an AICT approved intake of 60. The department imparts knowledge in various fields of communication, signal processing, VLSI, and embedded system. The department has well-qualified, experienced, and dedicated staff with 2 faculty members holding doctoral degrees and 9 faculty members pursuing their PhD. Well-equipped, sophisticated laboratories with skilled technical staff are the strength of the department, which helps the student in strengthening their theoretical knowledge by hands-on practical session. Our MOU with 4 industry to join project and consultancy indicates our fair degree of expertise. The department takes pride in establishing the innovation lab in collaboration with Texas Instruments. Our interactions with alumni in India and abroad have heightened our understanding of the need of the industry. Placement through the campus is excellent. Our students are facilitated with high-end beyond curriculum tools like HFSS, MATLAB, Vivado, etc. It comes along with the central facility of MHRD Innovation Cell, Incubation Center, Entrepreneurship Cell, and Higher Education Cell. The highlights of the department which I can list here is, we are permanently affiliated by the university. Accreditation is done by NBA and NAC. We have 20 university ranks from our inception. Last year, we bagged 5 out of 10 university ranks. We have quality publication not only by faculty but also by students. Our department has bagged 3 patents and it is at various stages. Our department is supported by the department advisory board members, from premier institute professor to research scientist from the government research labs, and industry expert from the core branch of electronics and telecommunication engineering. So we are thriving to make it better and better. So that is about our department. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I call upon Dr. Raju Hazare, Associate Professor in ET Department, to introduce the today's session speaker, Dr. Debabrata Das. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, all. I have a pleasure in introducing today's speaker, Dr. Debabrata Das. Dr. Das is serving as a professor at IIIT Bangalore. Before joining to IIIT Bangalore, he had served at GS Sanyal School of Telecommunication at IIT Kharagpur and later at Kirana Networks in New Jersey, USA. He has worked in sponsored projects as a principal investigator from multiple companies like Intel, Tejas Networks, HP, Microsoft, Motorola Research, and Nokia, and many funded projects from Government of India on areas of broadband, wireless MAC, quality of service, energy saving, and IMS. His main areas of research include IoT and wireless networks. Dr. Das received his PhD from IIT Kharagpur. He has more than 160 reviewed papers in different transactions, journals, and international conference proceedings. Dr. Das has received 4 Best Paper Awards. He has 3 US Indian patents and more than 10 patents under review. He has received Professor K. Srinivasan Memorial Award 2017 for his excellent teaching in the area of telecommunication from IETE. Dr. Das is a recipient of IEEE Region 10 Outstanding Volunteer Award 2020, Global IEEE MG Achievement Award 2012, and Outstanding Volunteer Award IEEE Bangalore Section 2008. He is a fellow IETE and a fellow Institute of Engineers. He was chairman of IEEE Bangalore Section 2017. Dr. Das is technical steering empowering committee member of multiple departments of Government of Karnataka and Government of India as well. Thank you, sir, for being with us today for this wonderful webinar. Your profile itself is a great motivation to all of us. Thank you, sir. Now over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Raju, for kind introduction, and and also Dr. Shima, Dr. Manjunath, and all for Dr. Mallikarjun and all for inviting me for this webinar. I'm happy to with the students, and it's my pleasure to have that. So I will share my slides first. So let me come to my. Are you able to see my slides, Dr. Raju?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So good morning, everyone, and my dear students across the states and outside. And it's a very interesting topic given to me, which is close to my heart because I work on the area of electronics and telecommunication, in particularly internet, what we say. So I'll be talking to you for next 35 minutes. And if you have any questions, anything, you can stop me in between, or I can give the answers to your question at the end. And this is mainly the focus of this presentation is on generally, which comes to our mind many times. What shall I do? Which area I should go? And most importantly is that where should I remain happy? So generally, which people feel happy in their professional life? I'm here mainly talking about, because we are talking about electronics and telecommunication engineering. So it's a professional life. So I'm talking about the professional life where one wants to be happy. Here I am not going to talk to you that where we'll be happy in personal life. So personal life happiness is another presentation, which is another depth of knowledge and presentation. But this is a very professional life presentation in engineering for the beginners, those who are in the class planning to join electronics or telecommunication or internet or areas, and what is the impact, how to shape my career for next 40 years, because you will be in the early 17, 18 now age of group. So next 40, 50 years, where should I work? And then I will continue. And so it is for the people, those who have questions running, that where should I be happy in my professional life? How to be happy? That's my question mark you can see at the end. And the electronics and telecom engineering to support this, mainly this area of electronics and telecommunication engineering, which I don't have to say so much, because all of you must be using 1 or 2 or 10 electronics devices, starting from your TV remote control to the TV, to your mobile in the hands, in the pockets, to the your computers, anything around you which you use as a gadget is all of them electronics, and all of them have a communication. Simple remote which you in your hand, you press a button, it communicates to the TV. There is a communication there. So that these kind of things so much impacted our life, I will tell you today. And to support, the main purpose of all this area is majorly to support human and ecosystem for a better life. Whole world, in the electronics world, in the telecommunication / internet, I can say in telecommunication or internet, only aim is to better life. Advances in the area of study till now in these above 2 areas, what are the advances going on? In a very simple way, I will tell you what is going on to make you understand that how important it is this, a relevance to the future prospects of the jobs. Jobs are there across the globe. My professor was telling you that how much we have bought from abroad to India for telecommunication point of view, but from electronics, if I look at, it is $400 billion of import India did, import from outside to inside the last years. So this is huge potential India has now in the names of Atmanirbhar going on. And I am also involved, which I have not told in my brief bio. So if you, and now I have been involved in multiple projects of this country to take it forward on Atmanirbhar for the jobs. So India is now moving in a different gear to make India electronics self-reliant to productions and R&D. So these are the lot of jobs may come in, like our IT coding and all going on in the production and the IT world. So electronics, hardware, and telecommunication is another thrust area now people are thinking in India. Entrepreneurship is a very interesting area, but how to go forward for that I will talk today. And higher studies and research also I will talk to you about electronics and telecommunications area. There is a vast areas in the world, and almost all the universities in technology works on electronics and communications for higher studies. So if I look at in the nutshell that an electronics and the communications, which we called as a telecommunication or internet, we call it as a communication in a short form, is that both of them are a big area. It's a pretty big area in the world and in India for present and future. So let me go forward to explain you generally which people feel happy in their professional life. So this is a little very deep understanding needed from very young age. We generally we miss couple of words of understanding. So let me explain you in a very simple way. Look at this. The question is generally which people feel happy in their professional life. Okay. So if you look at that, answer is generally if he or she has been given importance or wanted by a company and society for contributions. This line has a huge deep meaning. Let me give you some examples. When you feel wanted means or importance of you increases. Say in your class, when teacher tells you, hey, you are doing very well in your project, can you please help me? So you feel very much wanted by the teacher. You feel very happy that hey, I am needed. I am contributing because of my contribution. Similarly, in academics, in academia or in a company, in industry, when you work there, then you always feel that your seniors like vice president, CTO, managers come and tell you that, hey, you are contributing very well. So then you feel very satisfied. That contribution gives you the importance that you are something contributing. So what is what does it mean? This means it gives enormous satisfaction to a person, and hence he and she feels happy. So when you contribute, this contribution word and the happiness, and from there it leads to this you are wanted, gives you enormous satisfaction. So every human being at the end of the day, when he goes back to home from the office, he wants that. So now ultimate aim of us, you and me also, including me, whatever I'm saying is applicable to me, is that I should something contribute over a time. Then people will like it. So this gives me enormous satisfaction as to a person, hence she feels happy. So in every area one can contribute. In every area, engineers, doctors, farmers, teachers, administrators, policymakers, etc., all areas people can contribute. But that contribution has to be it has to be something unique. That is very, very important. If I contribute today something which is done by somebody else yesterday, you may not feel so much important because it was already there. I just replicated and gave it. But if I contribute something new and solved a new problem or a new areas of the challenges, then people will remember me and feel happy. So that is not easy, but over a time you can achieve that. So how good an engineers contribute and why we need from them for lifetime. So now as an engineer, you and me has to contribute in those areas, any areas of the engineering that then will be needed for lifetime. So this is not for 1 year or 2 years will be needed, will be needed for the lifetime. So how to contribute that is very important. Then if you contribute, you'll be important person, then you're wanted. Then if you're wanted, then you'll feel self-satisfaction. Be satisfied person, hence you feel happy. Automatically salary, your other things will come because if you're important or contributing good in your organization, then automatically comes in. A doctor or a teacher, farmer, administrator, whoever engineers contribute well, they're wanted and the salary is good. So don't worry for the salary part. Think about that, how to save my career or life, that people will ask me work for lifetime. So now coming to how good engineers contribute and why we need them for lifetime. We need engineers for the lifetime because just a moment I think that I am not an engineer, you are not an engineer, but keep it in mind, we use all these products, so which means that we are needed for the lifetime. Okay. For an example, to build an engineer, then we have to be class 10, class 11, class 12, is the base for any career. When we studied in class 10, 11, 12, is the base. Just to start our any career means any direction we have to move is the base. For engineering, because this talk is on engineering, particularly electronics and telecommunication, so I am narrowing down to from any career to slowly to engineering. One of them is engineer. So any career from a long list of careers I gave you at here in the previous slide, from that, if engineering is one of them. So the fundamental in engineering, fundamentals of mathematics, physics, chemistry in class 11, 12 has to be good. So all of you are good, I know, because you people have given CET exam, JEE exam, joint entrance examinations, and CET for Karnataka's and other examinations. So these three have been gone. You have gone through the multiple books, examples, solving the problems, and it improves logical thinking and concepts of a subject to build. So look at these two words I have written here. One is called improves the logical thinking. Sometimes at home or at on schools or in the colleges, we think, hey, why I am studying chemistry, why I am studying physics, why I am studying mathematics, what is the need of it in case of if I go to computer science engineering or electronics engineering or telecommunication engineering like that, what is the need of chemistry? But keep it in mind that on this art, any fundamental, anything if you pick up on this art is only three fundamentals. It has a physics, it has a chemistry, and it has a biology. And these three things can be modeled by mathematics. When you deep dive into any engineering areas, you have a physics and chemistry and biology. For an example, look at the presently COVID-19, the health of the people. We have to find out so many electronics instruments on the world now to check whether somebody has that virus or not. The virus is a biology. And inside the virus, there is a chemical actions going on. And to read those two things and mathematically modeled by the scientists and electronics engineers and people to make that product called electronics gadgets to detect COVID is there or not. So these 3, 4 are very fundamental, but slowly engineering narrows down to mathematics and physics basics of your class 11, 12, and on the basis of that they built up the rest of your life. So what engineers build? So if you look at, you might be thinking, why we need engineers? Those things you know, but let me quickly keep it in your brain. Any product which human or ecosystem use, any product, simple. You are riding a motorcycle or a cycle, fan in the home, televisions, mobile, computers, aeroplane, rockets, bridges, roads, bridges, dams, anything you think of. All of them is a engineer's build. So if we cannot live without engineers for lifetime, like let me tell you very straight, any farmer using in his tractors in the field, anybody going to climbing Himalaya, so many gadgets he carries with him, electronic gadgets, and anybody swimming under the sea, he needs that. You think of anybody going to Chandrayaan, Mangalan, anywhere, they have so many gadgets, electronics, all electronics and communications, and built on the base of that, a lot of applications from other areas. So you have to keep it in your mind very clearly is that engineers build so many things, and majorly electronics and the communications is needed. And on the top of that, different areas people develop their applications. So what electronics engineers build? So that is, I'll show you. One is electronics, one is on telecommunication side, how important this is. So as I told you, as a country, we only import 400 billions of electronics gadgets, and telecommunication gadgets are what Professor said, 1.5 billion. But electronics gadgets we import much higher, and which has to be reduced drastically. It is second highest import bill for this country. Our dollars are going out from the country to the outside world. Our rupees are going out because of the electronics. So next after the oil. So now if I look at what electronics engineers build, it's a huge responsibility, and the sky is the limit for the electronics engineers, because any area you touch, there is electronics. Look at this. I have given some areas like healthcare. Now I generally fear. I fear because a lot of my brothers and sisters are doctors. I fear that after except surgery up to certain extent or medicine up to certain extent, the healthcare will be completely controlled by the electronics, and other areas people together. Of course, biologists and all will be there. Medical, like CT scan, MRIs, pathology diagnosis. Nowadays, blood is taken from us, no more microscopes. They put the blood under a machine, and machine tell us what is my glucose, what is my thyroid, what is my protein, what is my cholesterol, all WBC, RBC counts, everything done by a fraction of a few seconds. No more giving it to a pathologist. Morning he will do all kind of staining, this, that. Evening he will give you a report. Absolutely not. Look at this, how electronics and other areas together made the change. Patient monitoring. Patients are sleeping, walking, roaming around in the world, and they are completely monitored centrally by his doctor, completely by communications and electronics gadgets and operation gadgets. Can't imagine the doctor without the electronics gadgets, doing an operation now. And it has gone to robotic operation now. Doctor will be sitting at home like me, sitting at here, or you are sitting at your home, and you will be doing operation in a hospital, in BMSIT Medical College or some BMS Medical College somewhere, doing the operation sitting at home. And it is a most demanding area now in the medical science, operations, gadgets, robotic operation, which I am talking about. So if agriculture, farming, sale of products, transportation, I'll be surprised. I'll tell you, Indian farmers go to the Indian field. They plow, they do all kind of works and to cultivate things and all. But in Japan and a couple of people, I was going through things, they rarely go to their field. They sit at their home and they completely control the complete farming sitting at home and watching TV and enjoying, and only they have a remote controls in the home. The tractor goes, plow it, no need of them going. And they see it also, they put it there, then the watering, the cutting, there are drones are there, go fly over it and see the things are fine or not. Pictures come to the home. So look at that, and the productivity is 3 times more than the India. So farming, electronics gadgets, industries, I don't have to tell you, robotics has gone in, all kind of most of the industries are full of electronics equipments. Just name it. Transportations like rocket, airplane, car, bus, train. I was involved in the transportation departments where I was showing that any buses now in Karnataka, KSRTC buses, if you'll go, or BMTC buses will go, it is now controlled. So they have not told you, anywhere the bus is going on the road, I know where exactly bus is. Before it reaches to the bus stations, 1 minute before it will display such and such 102 number bus is coming within a 1 minute, 30 seconds. Then it has arrived. So all those things displays are there in 32 bus stations of the Bangalore city. You can see that. So long it was working last year. I don't know about them, but all those things are controlled by electronics and communication. Trains controlled. It can tell how many minutes and seconds it will arrive. Smart homes, smart cities need billions of sensors of your many datas and centers. Internet devices like routers, networks, switches. And the Wi-Fi access points are electronics products. Defense is no more a war which is going to happen by, you must be reading in the newspapers, whole defense communications. India government yesterday given 7,600 crores to develop in the India-China border the networks for the communication networks for the defense. Tanks, missiles, control, radars, everything is electronics and communications. Education. See, now I don't have to tell you, due to this COVID-19, unfortunately, our education has gone to completely electronics. Laptops, PCs, mobile servers, everything is needed for my communications and also my electronic gadgets. So electronics and communications everywhere. Many areas needs electronics equipment. List is long. Really long. But let me tell you, as very intelligent people goes to this area, because it is intelligent people's ball game. So competition also equally to getting a good job, good positions, good salaries is a competitive, always competitive. It is good because we will all work hard. But if normal jobs are there because of list is long. And if I go to my next slide, I will tell you about the telecommunications importance. Look at this. Examples of the networks. Okay, Just see why telecommunication and internet is so important. It is touches, look at this, touches all aspects of day-to-day of life. Morning, you get up, just I'm giving you a real example. You get up or I get up, I just go to the bathroom, open my tap to wash my face. You also get up and wash your face. Do you know the water coming in is no doubt it is the BWSSB is there or Kaveri water and all these things. But do you know all the valves, water coming in, going out is monitored by electronic gadgets, and it is monitored by the networks. How much they give a command, the open valve, to how much to open the valve in the main control rooms to their inputs, that is done. Whole electricity coming, you switch on the light of your home, whole electricity comes by the control of the command from the command room. Control rooms are there by power grid. If you go to a power grid there in the West Coast Road, if you enter and see the control room, you'll really astonished. There is no transformer, no generators. The scientists and engineers of electrical engineers sitting or electronics engineers sitting, they're giving commands to the grids from there, sitting there, how much power should come in and go out from the Karnataka. And Karnataka get a lot of powers from Chhattisgarh and Odisha, input powers, and they distribute to Kerala and other states from here. So like this goes on. So if you look at these kind of things like utilities, power grid, sewage means water, fresh water, all are controlled by the networks. Communication, telephone, internet, postals, TV, radios, pressures, credit cards, clans, vans. I don't know to you people using it now. So, but then transportation, social contacts, air traffic, highways. 1 second, if aeroplane get disconnected from the control room below, immediately there will be hue and cry. So much control. Cities, friends, families, ecosystems, neurologicals, all these things are networks. So I jokingly tell to my students, it is second important thing after second most important thing in our life now. You see, if I take away your mobile, you revolt against your parents. Hey, why are you taking out my mobile? Every moment, and then you only watch WhatsApp and little bit of entertainment or a mail, email, something. These three things you are now watching as a student. But look at those who are doing business. Their livelihood depends on the telephone now or internet connections. If I take away the internet connection, they will feel suffocated, absolutely suffocated. I have seen students that don't take breakfast, come to the class, they're very happy. But if you take away the mobile from the class, then tell them that, hey, they feel very sad face, sir, what to do? So look at the main purpose of telling you is this, that the people are dependent on the electronics and networking so much that becomes a second important in their life than food. Food is second, tertiary now. So number one is oxygen. Without oxygen, we cannot survive. Second one is internet, telecommunications and electronics. And number three is your food. So now people feel like that. I'm just telling you people how feel about the internet because looking at my hostel friends. So it is so important. So what to do now? So advances in the areas of study in electronics. If you look at what are the advances still now happening in electronics, the electronics and telecommunications area have been advancing very rapidly, extremely rapidly. You can't imagine. You have simple example. Look at you for mobile phones advertisement. Every 4 months, new versions of the phones. I don't want to take the company's name. You know those companies' names. Every series 9, series 10, series 11, 12, like that. They go on advertising new every 4 months to 6 months. So that means new innovation, new research has come in, and those research are built up a new phone. Without research and R&D, nothing happens. So, but it is moving very rapidly. Look at your laptops. It is being, every version has a more and more memory, more high-speed processor, multi-cores and all. Simple example, 2 examples in front of us. Similar in all areas, television, washing machines, every area. Because this rapid change happening because of demand on new applications. Because there are new applications people are demanding. Look at your mobile. You want a better mobile. You want a better connectivity. You want a better video conferencing. You want everything better. So that is the demand. That is the demand. And who will give you? Engineers. No one else. This electronics and communication engineers. So application in health, telecommunications and internet, space, security, etc., which I showed you in my previous slides. These are the areas going to be people have to work on this long list of areas. This long list what I showed to you, again all these long lists I showed you in communications. Main focus on these areas will be the design of circuits and chips for new requirements. Less power consumption, smaller in size, better efficiency, higher efficiency, and miniaturization of devices, small devices, all those things. Electronics and telecommunication have been advancing over decades and will remain in this momentum due to new requirements. So the electronics and telecommunication have been advancing over decades and will remain in this momentum due to requirements. There is no one can stop it because every day we have a new requirement. Look at health, agriculture, your studies, everything. So new thing will come in, new requirements will come in. You see, previously only 10 years back, not 10 years back, 20 years back, we have only landline. Then mobile came. Mobile, so much evolution happened. 2G, 2.5G, 3G, 4G now you are using, 5G is on the verge of coming, 6G research has already started. People are doing 6G research. Electronics also, miniaturization means small. You see, laptops are so thin now. Mobiles are thin. Similarly, all the devices are thin. So that is the thing I was telling you here. So devices are becoming smaller and smaller in size, better efficiency, but efficiency is increasing. Power consumption is decreasing, less power consumption. So these are very, very difficult problems to be solved. So people are, young people like you, solving this problem, intelligent problems, which you will also be doing. So this is electronics and this is telecommunications. Number of devices connected to internet now, now a few billion, it will increase to 100+ billions over next 5 years. Now number of devices connected is only, look at the whole world mobile. If I look at it, is the 70% of the people in this world has a mobile. My total population is 7.5 billion. 70% means close to 5 billion people have a mobile connections. And also there are some laptops, servers, these, that. If I add up another 1 billion and some of the sensors and the Internet of Things devices and another 2 billion now, so it will be close to 10 billion now. But now the growth in next 5 years will be 100 billion plus. So 10 billion to 100 billion means 10 times more. For all these things come to the internet or telecommunication networks, now you see how many call drops happens, how sometimes so poor internet connection. But if 10 times I increase the device connections to the network will be very damn slow, much slower. So a lot of work is left and research has to be done to improve the performance. Speed of B.Tech will increase by many folds to meet these demands. And look at the other requirements below. Now, new requirements are coming in. You might have studied driverless cars. You will be sitting behind reading your laptop and going to office. There will be no driver, it is driving you. But delay in communication between the cars has to be less than 5 milliseconds. Milliseconds, not seconds, milliseconds. That means, and 100% reliable. That means, you know, in India, anybody come from right, anybody come from the left, anybody come from the behind, stand in front of you, and the front, of course. So if somebody stops in front of you, coming from the lane, by lanes in front of your car has to press brake, and the distance between you and the person will be only 1 or 2 meters maximum. Within that fraction of a millisecond, I have to press the brake automatically. That is driverless cars. So the communication between you and the brake has to happen in milliseconds, and also you means your car and the behind car has to be informed within a 5 milliseconds to stop. The behind car will come and ramp you from the back, and all are driverless. So these kind of delays are now people are demanding. What is the delay now? I am talking to you over a 4G phone. Now the delay is 150 milliseconds. 150 milliseconds. Now I have to reduce it by so many times, 30 times the delay. Can you imagine? Robotics operations, delay between the doctors and the patient 10 milliseconds, and 100% reliability. Not a single bit has to be lost on the way. Then the patient will die. Massive machine-to-machine communications. Actually, in another 10 years, now you are so much importance on the human-to-human communication. But let me tell you, 10 years down the line, note down what I am saying. 98% of the whole world communication will be machine-to-machine communication. Only human being will be 2%. Why? I told you here in the top, 5 billion is mobile phone, 100 billion is what? 100 minus 5 is how much? 95 here, and 5 is your human being. So billions machine-to-machine communication. These are all sensors, IoT devices, 95 billions. So It will increase over the time. So slowly, slowly over the 10 years, it will be 98 versus 2%. Human being will be the minority in the whole communication world. And massive machine-to-machine type communications, where different application has different delay from 1 millisecond to 2000 milliseconds. All the previous requirements will be better performance, require better performance. How to achieve above target of performance, less delay, less power, consumptions, high bit rate, etc. The above needs innovation and research. And lot of work for you people. Innovation is how to do. Join B.Tech. After B.Tech, then while B.Tech in third year and final year, do a lot of research projects as professors were telling, colleges are doing, and then you go pick up an area and then you deep dive into that. So I'll tell you in my next slide how to do that. So relevance with respect to the future jobs, as electronics and internet telecommunication will be there and new applications will be coming, jobs will be there. Okay. It is already when new applications means new ideas, new thinking, new products. So new jobs will come up. Okay. So however, high salary jobs in technology areas will be more on the research and development type. In India, we are very good in development. 95% of us joins the development, like software coding, but these jobs will remain slowly at a saturate at a point. That means it will be too much dependent on the research, like what happens in, if you can look at Japan, Korea, or Germany, US, and India, some extent now, a lot of research happening and followed by the development, R&D. So if you are R&D, both you do good coding, good hardware design, electronics, and followed by research blend of mind, and then you think of new things and do, then your demand in the company increases, because for a new requirement you can design a new product, new things, and which is highly doable by you people. You people can achieve it very easily if you do very focused and hard work. There is a no doubt. I have seen all my kind of Indian students across the country from all states in our classes and all. You people can do it, that is no doubt. But you have to have these two components, research and development. We give a lot of stress on only development, but we have to slowly move towards this and this both. And there will be some jobs in R&D companies for development too. So development works will be there, but in R&D company, people will be doing the research and development. Some work will be given. So one researcher needs 10 to 20 developers, but the developer salary is always remains lower than the R&D people. So for high salary, I wrote here, will be mixture of these two, R&D. Entrepreneurship is very interesting. One should go forward to that. If someone has a passion to be entrepreneur, because need a lot of passion, particular area he has to pick up, then start watching at a good technical product which will have a demand and business. Both has to be there. We should plan accordingly that which product will come out, share demand and business model. Then you can sell, earn money, and to go forward. No one makes a company or to be an entrepreneur to be in the loss. Okay. So you have to plan that from now. When you are in second year or first year or third year, you should planning for that I should, what are the products be demanded in future, make a lot of studies, lot of reading, find out those which product, and you tune yourself to that direction. And good news is Government of India, state governments and private organizations are giving financial and space. Space means give you a land or a building, part of a building, to start a company free of cost. And they will give you money for your salary and also your company's other to be entrepreneur now. So there we have been involved in a lot of things. I know state government of Karnataka and also government of India is giving. So these are the good news now. Previously it was not there. Needs patience. Only thing is that you need a lot of patience and clear understanding of the product to be developed. This is the need. And do not tell your idea to outside world without patent filing, because if you tell your idea to somebody else, the other person will file a patent and take away your idea. So you'll be the loser. Don't tell anyone until except your very close group. Very close group. Not only close group, very close group. Keep it secret till you make an idea and a model of it. Then file a patent, Indian patent at least, a disclosure. You can file. It's not so costly. Indian patent and disclosure filing by yourself also. And then you disclose it to somebody else. Okay, that is my thought process to tell you. Many times ideas have been stolen. And also the higher studies in electronics and telecommunication, you have to think of why I should do higher. Many in India, mostly we are after B.Tech, we think that enough is enough. Let us join a job. You can join a job. You are brilliant. You can read by yourself and go up and up in that area. But and also nowadays online courses are there, all things are there. But keep it in mind that only everybody thinks like that, but practically only 1% people make a self-studies. Until and unless there is a classroom and exams or exam is not there, then we don't study. So we do. So that is the thing for which I always felt that one should studies. Higher study, I wrote it because higher, I have not written any degree that you have to do MTech, PhD or something like that after B.Tech. But higher means you have to continue in your life studies, because what other part of the world is doing, how they are solving the problems, but the ideas and all, how you'll come to know if you don't study. So every profession over time, this is a very important in-depth, very much I studied over a time, then I wrote this sentence. Every profession over a time needs deeper knowledge to contribute new. You see, when B.Tech in IT, B.Tech in computer science, B.Tech in electronics, B.Tech in telecommunication started in 95, there was a huge demand across the globe because there was a vacuum of jobs. No job, no, people were not available. There was a joke in US and in Europe and India also. The trace parsers will be recruited. If you know something little bit on electronics or programming, you'll be recruited. Okay, so like that. But now over a time, 20 years, 25 years is gone from 1995 to now 2020. So over a time, deeper knowledge to contribute new, because all those gaps are filled up by your seniors and all. So you have to contribute new. So in contributing new, you have to do some higher studies. Examples, classic example. My father time MBBS was enough. But later on, when my brother came in as a doctor, for an example, I am saying MS super special needed. Patient will not go to a simple MBBS. If they go to a simple MBBS, they'll give you 50 rupees or 100 rupees. But they go to a MS or MD with a special, they give 500 rupees. Same doctor wearing a white color jacket and also the stethoscopes. Same, they'll put a stethoscope on your chest, back to see cold cough. And this MBBS person asks for 75 rupees, 100 rupees. Or see here, this fellow asks for 500 rupees. Why we pay 500 without thinking? Because 400 rupees extra. Because we think that he's a knowledgeable. That's knowledge of specializations. Okay. Similarly, lawyers, LLB. After that, multiple years of interns in a particular area, civil, tax, criminal cases, and all. Grab the knowledge. I'm giving you other field examples. Scientists, previously BSc in our around 40 years back, BSc was enough. Now MSc, PhD in physics, PhD in chemistry, mathematics, biology, like that. Without that, people don't take, because saturated. Similarly, engineering will saturate over the time. B.Tech is here, but moving towards more and more special knowledge by higher studies. Higher studies by you make self-studies, by online courses and give exams online, or you join a course over the time, which is a very common in Western countries. They work for 10 years, come back to university and go back. So good thing in engineering higher studies that there are scholarships or the fellowship. After B.Tech, you don't have to pay a single rupee from your pocket. Everything is fellowship based. MS, PhDs and all, MTech, fellowship available in India and abroad. One can consider higher studies after B.Tech in a good place through GATE for India or GRE for abroad. So you should think about these another options. Along with the entrepreneurship is another option, job is another option, which is jobs, entrepreneurship and higher studies. These three are options. Okay. And I'm really, really thankful to you for giving me this opportunity to speak and really discuss with you for so many minutes and share my thoughts with you, and also looking forward to any questions if you have.
Yeah, I request the participants to, if you have any questions, please post the questions in the chat box so that I can read out. Yes, sir. So one question is there, sir. So studying telecommunication engineering, should we go for hardware or software jobs, sir?
Okay, so if you want to stay in very straightforward, I'm giving answer. Don't take me wrong. This is my view, personal view. Don't take me that this is final or not. You can cross-check with all my answers with the other. India is mainly a software-based industry. If you are planning to stay in India, there are always, whether it is a hardware, electronics hardware or telecommunication, majorly jobs are in the software and design. So, and also in telecommunication, major part is on the software stacks. starting from applications layer to the data link layer, and also there are a lot of software stacks are there. So there are out of those multi-layered structures of the telecommunications and all, there we find a lot of jobs in India on software, but those are all protocols you have to understand well, and you have to understand the what are the challenges in those protocols, can I improve these protocols, all those things. So software is a better option for India is concerned, for electronics and also telecommunication, and you have been must be taught also in your courseworks all those softwares like embedded systems, and also you must have taught C, C++, Pythons. All those things are Java, and these are all important from telecommunication and electronics point of view. And please keep it in mind that one thing we don't talk about, we only talk about hardware and software. Please add one thing to it. Add hardware plus software is equal to something called system. System means complete system. Computer, laptop is a complete system. Mobile is a complete system. System engineering, how to build a system from scratch. So those kind of thought process should also come from hardware and software are extremely important, but system engineering, I mean, how to build a product, that has to come in. Okay, so building that.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we have one question from the participant, Ashok Jia, is asking, what is the difference between electronics and communication engineering and TCs, as telecommunication engineering?
There is a not much difference if you ask me. Telecommunication word is tele. Tele word is there. That tele stands for distance. If you look at the meaning of the tele from the dictionary, tele means distance. Tele means not mobile. Tele means doesn't mean that internet. Tele means distance. How to communicate from one system to another system, which is far away in a distance. And communications, you know how to communicate. And telecommunications needs lot of hardwares of electronics and communications, both knowledge. Similarly, any electronics gadget you pick it up, like your watch, simple watch nowadays. People never knowing that my watch will be reading my beat rate, heartbeat rate, and also doing my checks of my cholesterol burning and all. And after doing that, checking on my body when my wrist was, then it communicates. So communication is there to a distant server. So that is also a telecommunication. So electronics and telecommunications are intermingled actually. If you ask me, these three are very, very close. When electronics, telecommunications, and the codings of your system engineering of different areas are extremely close, because everywhere I need telecommunication and also electronics to make a gadget. Even the computer, people say computer science, people say computer, it belongs to us. No, computer, if you look at the whole motherboard, communications, most of the parts are electronics and communications. One operating systems may belongs to them, or some of these applications or algorithms belongs to them, or rest belongs to this. So this is a mixture actually. So EC and telecommunication, I don't find much difference. When a higher level, we don't find much difference.
Sir, we have two more questions. One is, in India, only software is developing, but to interconnect hardware to software, unavailability of electronics company.
It is there. It is not right. Let me tell you, it is there. Hardware companies are there in India which are designing these modems and transmitter receivers, everything in India. But the manufacturing, the IC part, after designing, they send the design to a company in abroad to manufacture the ICs, the chips. Then again, those chips come back to India. Again, they are being tested in India or somewhere in the world. Then again, they are being put into the system. So India does lot of hardware design nowadays. Lot of many companies are there in India doing hardware designs, but we don't have a fab to manufacture those chips. But that will there is one there, that is a very not large scale as required. We need a large scale fab.
Thank you, sir.
Please go ahead.
So what should be the goal of a student who wants to do MS in abroad? As many go on craze, but what should be the mindset or goal of a student?
Very good question. I really appreciate whether you go to abroad or India. If you want to go for MS or M.Tech, both are equal. So after B.Tech, you choose an area first. You see, electronics means it's a vast ocean. Ocean, why I'm saying? Because electronics, has a multiple, like memory is one of the hardware areas. Your chip design for the processors is another area. Motherboard designs is another area. There are so many areas of the designs are there in electronics world. Similarly, telecommunications has a 5G, 6G, and also optical networking communications, and also sensor networks and all. So if I look at, there is a huge ocean of areas. You please choose an area first of all, one or two areas, and focus to that. And if you focus to that, then slowly you start reading from, I'll tell you, if you are IEEE communications magazine or electronics magazine, start read, or Spectrum, start reading from now if you're in the first year of B.Tech or telecommunication. And the second year, go to the before going to the second year or second year to third year, you pick up those areas, which area you liked while reading the second year of these magazines. Why I'm saying magazines? Because magazines to start with in life is easier to understand. So then you pick up the areas and start reading from third year conference papers or journal papers. Then you will, from those two areas, one or two areas. Do not jump around different areas too much. That is in B.Tech, we have jumping around multiple areas as if thinking from job point of view in India, because in India we don't know from which direction the job will come. But as a result of which we are not good in one vertical or one area. That is a drawback. Advantage is that we get a job, but that job is again only on development, no art, research. So we should move toward research and development. Why? Because after 5 years or 10 years, please note it down what I am saying. You will face it. Because AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning in electronics and telecommunication will reduce the development part a lot. Only the research part will stay more and more. It will increase in India. Development will reduce because automatically machine will start writing some parts of the code, which you know. So you have to be careful from now. You people are lucky that somebody of you are now knowing that what I should do.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so you should focus to one or two areas and start reading these magazines from now.
Sir, few questions are there. One is, how do we route our mind to come up with a single idea for entrepreneurship?
Very good, excellent question. Entrepreneurship, as I told you, you start reading a lot of entrepreneurship magazines, and don't make your thought process block to that. Look at the problems around you or in the country or in the world which is not yet solved or partially solved or partly solved, and which has a potential of market. Think like that. Simple things like people have done wonders. So similarly, you please find out and what kind of electronics design or communication design I should do for that product. Okay, and from there you start reading, thinking, and make a small project in your institute. Then your institute and other in Government of India, Government of Canada will fund you for entrepreneurship at the final year, fourth year. So there are a lot of opportunities now. Means the only thing is needed is that your desire. Only what I felt as an entrepreneur in the world scene very closely, the hunger in your stomach. Feel hungry. The moment you feel hungry, we run for food. So the idea you are thinking or you are wanting to work for, you should be passionate. I have written that word passionate in my slide. And if you see the passion I didn't write the hunger word because hunger word is a very strong word. I didn't write, but in my mind always it is clear, until and unless we are hungry, we will not do anything. Hungry in the sense means here hunger to produce some new product. As an entrepreneur, running around and reading, thinking, these are all sleepless kind of things. But at the end, I want to tell you three things which I learned in my hard life of working and reading as a student as you. Number one, you should keep yourself. Number one is the attitude of you. Means we Indians are very good, humble, nice, and all. That humbleness you don't lose, even though you are sometimes maybe angry, annoyed with somebody. Keep cool, keep calm, work hard, stay focused to your work. Don't think about what others are thinking about you. So if you're an entrepreneur, or you are a student, or you are doing R&D. So first is your attitude, number one. Number two is your health. Every day, do some walking or exercise. As a student, I was playing, but I didn't understand at that time how important that is. But now I feel how It is the second important thing after, because attitude once go, why I kept it one, because attitude once goes bad, it has no medicine. But health once goes little bit bad, I can have a crocin and come back to work. So health is second. Attitude is one. Third is your professional life. So professional life should be completely focused, work hard. There is no other solution, working hard. How intelligent we are or under us, it doesn't matter. Everybody is intelligent by God's grace. God has given us brain, everything. Only thing we lack is focus and hard work, which is a hard learning, but these three things you should keep it in mind. Your behavior, number one. Second is health. After keeping these two intact, go for extreme hard works. Okay. And I really thank you for all of you, particularly Dr. Shima for inviting, Dr. Raju, Dr. Mallikarjun and other professors, BMSIT principal, management, everyone for giving me this opportunity talking to you. You people are so nice, you students. Listen to me patiently. Patience is a very important thing. So all of you listen. I'm really grateful to you all. Thank you again, sir. Any questions, Professor?
Yes, sir. Two more questions are there, sir. One, is it better to do MS or M.Tech after B.Tech, sir?
Both are same.
Both are. Okay. Sir, one more question. So student is asking, he has been reading news that the scope for new innovations through research has been on a static curve. So please share your insights on this news.
No, it is in a very exponentially rising curve. Research and also other things are in exponentially rising curve because lot of new challenges are coming in. I only listed a few because the slide has a limited space. There are thousands of areas where research is needed. Thousands, not one or two or hundreds, thousands. And particularly in electronics and communication, thousands, not less than that. So, and everywhere people are working, every area people are working across the globe.
Yes, sir. Sir, next question is, sir, you suggested to join a software-based company, as many companies in India are software-oriented, but would not prefer CS or IS students over the telecom students.
What is this? Prefer CS?
Is computer science or information science? Shall I read it once again, sir?
Would not those companies prefer CS, IS? No, that is the thing what I told them indirectly and directly also. I read it. This is Vishal as we asked this question. So I told them very clearly is that companies are searching for how good you are in your domain knowledge. That is your R part. Domain means in your domain word I didn't use, but I said the knowledge previously. The domain means, so if you're telecommunications or electronics, how good you are understanding these internet protocols or telecommunication protocols or hardware design, circuit theories and all, plus coding. Okay, and then company will prefer you. But computer science people or IS people who may be feeling they're getting a job, they don't understand these domains. If they join a telecommunication, they'll be doing coding. And after 5 years, ask the seniors, they will be repetitive job. They are stagnant. In a curve of rise, you should always contribute. Look at my first slide, where a person feels happy when he contributes a new thing. And in this measure of the India's CSIS people, unfortunately, this should not happen to them also. Unfortunately, what has happened, they know only coding and they join the company, and from the top, the SRS document comes, they blindly code. They got a job, I know, with all due respect, they are earning with the hard work, I know. But after such 5 years, 4 years, their salary is stagnant. Why stagnant? Because they are not contributing new. And only they get previously 20%, 30% rise is gone. They get only 3% or 5% according to the inflation of economy, not with their performance. Okay, so these are the reality. You go and check. So 5 years down the line, they must be very frustrated because they may be doing the same repetitive job. I do not want you as an Indian, anybody, not only you, anybody in mind should be like R&D, like other countries.
Thank you, sir. So last questions for you, sir, I think. So what are business opportunities available in this branch?
Lot of. whatever you see, the businesses nowadays, electronics and communication is part of it, and it has to be done. Look at any business, both are there.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words on the branch of electronics and telecommunication engineering and its career prospects. And you said electronics and telecommunication touches all aspects of day-to-day of life. So
Yeah.
request you to be with us for 2 more minutes. We would like to take all the participants to our virtual tour of the Department of ETs.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes, sir.
Mallikarjun.
Thank you all for patience listening. Now I call upon Mrs. Sumati MS, Assistant Professor, Department of ETE, to give a formal vote of thanks.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. As the saying goes from John Dewey, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. We understand the significance of importance and right guidance towards the path. This webinar today has helped and motivated all the aspiring engineers to explore and utilize the opportunities ahead of us in the field of electronics and telecommunication. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion. I, Sumati MS, on behalf of Electronics and Telecommunication, extend my very hearty vote of thanks to the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence and took out the valuable time of your busy schedule. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation and gratitude for our Dr. Debabrata Das. Your talk was very important to us this time when we are considering new initiatives for expanding growth. Thank you, sir, for the informative and enlightening talk. Events like this cannot happen overnight. So as the wheel starts rolling weeks ago and requires planning and the bird's eye for details. Here, we are fortunate enough to be backed up by our management in making this event happen. I would like to express our profound gratitude to our principal, Dr. Mohan Babu GM, for your kind help and support you provided to us, as well as a good learning environment. I would also like to thank our beloved HOD, Dr. Seema Singh, for her moral support and guidance. I'm happy to express vote of thanks to our staff members and all the participants who have helped us in making this webinar such a resounding success. Once again, I thank all of your cordial cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Sir, we'll sign off the.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.